Hello everybody! Welcome to this episode 9 of the United series. This is Fanny. Thank you if you've been following since the beginning. Here, let me adjust the camera a little bit so we can see my little Tumi, god of medicine from Peru, with the stone of Machu Picchu. Brought this. We're going to talk about healing. Of course, the whole painting journey is about healing. You know, it's so therapeutic, and opening your creative channels and taking you on the path to yourself, you know, finding new missions and new inspirations all the time. That's really a completion for me. So today the good news is that I completed the book. The book is completely done, part 1, part 2, and actually you see how cycles are divinely aligned, because this girl, Natalia, that you see right here, I met her in 2021 during the Riviera Art Riviera Tour exhibition, and they have this amazing cannabis fragrance champagne, right? And when we met, we instantly became friends, and we wanted to work together. So we've been working on these special collections, right, of labels to put on their bottles, because you know I'm all about cannabis, and even though I barely smoke anymore, just painting the logo, you know, is having this healing effect on me too. And I was like, maybe if we can paint stuff like that, it heals the people. They don't have to consume it. Just by painting the logo, just by painting the symbols, by seeing them, absorbing the energy of it, it's doing the same work as actually consuming. So imagine how it's going to change the world when less consumption and more materializations through visualizations and arts and things like that. And the feeling of accomplishments when you paint something. So my accomplishment right now, of course, is to finish the book. I was talking to her this morning, and she's telling me that finally their champagne is coming to the US. They had the authorizations, accreditation, or whatever you call it, to sell their champagne in the US. So now they're working on the distribution. So very soon you can look for Rosoi Picot. Rosoi Picot, I told her, I was like, I want to be one of the first person to work with you. Delicious. And you know, she's the one who's promoting the brand, expanding the brand. She's a hard worker, a heart-driven person. So you have to support them and order that. Plus the champagne is delicious, and this is never seen before actually. So excited that we're completing those projects together. So hopefully you'll see some of my art on the labels as well. And for my little completion, I finished this prophecy series. So you see the thought, ancient Egypt, which is actually towards the future, because you know he's a time traveler and time loops back on itself. And by exploring the past, you actually realize that it's the people from the future who came to the past to help accelerating the consciousness and evolution process, so we could avoid things and looping back and like this, right, on cycles to save ourselves pretty much, right, as an individuals and as the collective. What would you tell yourself 20 years ago? How would it change and affect your journey, but how would it also affect the journey of others? I was talking about that, about the environment and the new concerns, like how can we make books out of materials that are not detrimental to trees? We can't kill trees anymore. This is unacceptable. We can do furnitures and books and stuff out of trees. We need to find new stuff. Of course, yes, we have to use our beautiful natural resources, but not in exaggeration, right? We have to mix. How could we recycle plastic and make books out of it? Beautiful waterproof books that even mermaids can read. You know, these are the new questions. How do we stop the nuclear and put all our power plant made of renewable energies and clean power, all of this stuff, and of course the painting itself, the fulfillment of the prophecy So this is I've talked about the other one, the phoenix, who is born again from the ashes, and the hummingbird, right? Even someone small can accomplish something beautiful. This story of the little hummingbirds, that there is a fire in the forest and all the animals, they run away, but the hummingbirds, he's like, no, we need to save our forest, this is our home, we need to drop by drop, we need to turn off. So he goes, he takes the water from the flowers and he turns off the fire all by himself. And he shows that someone small can accomplish something great. And then I recorded the story because I was like, this is kind of lame, like all the animals, they ran away and the little hummingbird had to turn it off all on his own. So then I changed the end of the story and I was like, and when the other animals saw that the hummingbird was not going to give up and was going to do it, they turned around and they came and helped him, and this is how they turned off the fire altogether. And this is what I want for the world, because as a small business owner, when you're trying to do everything on your own, nobody listens to you and it takes forever, while if everybody turns around and decides to do this together, then we join forces and we're so much more efficient. And we've seen it. While I was writing this book, everybody came and gave their inspiration, gave their support, and they're doing their part with their own community, but circles, like echoes. And in the end, this is how you change the entire picture of the world, right? So it's happening. Now we need to do it at bigger impact with the giants, okay? Because at the consciousness level, I really feel that it's happening, even though there's still, let's say, the mass is evolving, and then you have the extremes that are not rich, right? The people who are still like pro guns, pro oil, it's a job. I remember my friend, he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go work nuclear. And I was like, this is not the time to go learn about nuclear. This is gonna disappear. He's like, yeah, but this is where the money's at. No, this is not a way to think. You're destroying the planet just because you need a job. So people who are still, in those thinking, this is where we have to go for the extremely limited. No, I don't like to say limited, it's not negative, but like you have this rigid frame, right? And so through the art, it's easier. It's an entryway way to bring those topics. And then the giants, the oil companies, the nuclears, the governments that are still at war, the paper and furniture, all the stuff that have big impact, okay? And everybody recycling in their household, this is also a big impact, because 1 + 1 + 1 is everybody, okay? So this is why I went from art and decorating the home to giant politics, because the Pachacuti. So this is my featured artwork that I want to present today. The alliance of the shamans and the engineers, right? The North and South America, the condor and the eagle, represented by the thunderbird, the blue angels. But it's also like my art. And coming to America, this Chacana, this is why you see I wanted this shamanization of America. We get a Bidenization and Americanization of the Chacana, right? So this is a really cool symbol, this one. It looks also like the medallion. Oh, I should have been wearing this medallion actually, but I'm still with my little Tumi, to symbolize the alliance of the two worlds. So this is like a portal also. It's a magical portal. You have the puma, the condor from the Nazca lines, the snake. So this is the Inca trilogy. And this is a typical flower from Peru that I call contuta. It's not a contuta, but I don't remember what it's called. And my son who drew, there's gotta be an I love you. So we got the little moon and the stars. And it's like a I love New York sign. It's converted to a moon, just like, in the religions when they were in the churches. At the time when they came to evangelize the South America, they used the moon that was venerated by the Incas, and they put this in all the churches. So people behind Mary, behind Jesus, you always have the moon, so people would venerate that, and then next generation would see them venerated the moon, but they would think they're venerating Jesus. And this is how they converted in one generation the attention, the focus from nature to characters of history, right? While nature doesn't represent one aspect, it represents the whole natural kingdom, the astrology and all that. And now they went wrong by thinking, oh no, we venerate Jesus, he's the only one, the only person, the savior. But no, it's the entity, it's the message that counts. Okay, this is why when I say the return of the Christ is the Christ consciousness, the message that the divinity is within each one of us. So I'm reversing it. You see that I love the moon, and so we're mixing all the symbols together in this painting to say this is the alliance, the merging. You don't need to be, just because you're a scientist, you don't need to say, oh no, the spiritual stuff, this is hippie stuff. No, more and more the scientists, they're saying that the intuition is what leads to the progress and the research. Like my friend here was saying, oh my God, I had this idea of texting one of my old friends, and he was just looking for someone for a job. And it's the same when I was I texted one of my neighbors one day, my old neighbors. I haven't talked to her in a while, and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't talked to her in a while. Let me check how she's doing. So I text her, hey, what's going on? I sent her some pictures of Esteban, how you been? And just there, she's like, oh my God, I'm so happy you texted me, because I'm looking for an artist. I need 30 paintings for the Children's Hospital of New Orleans. And this is how she contracted me for this job, right? So the intuition, it doesn't mean you have an idea or an expectation between each of your intuitions, but the intuition is the first step. If you follow it, you don't know what's going on in other people's life. Maybe your voice is telling you, hey, check on them, and then there is something else that continues you on the journey, on the path. And the same for scientific discoveries. Maybe, you find 10,000 ways that the light bulb doesn't work until the time that you find the way, and it's the same for everything, for the science, the evolution. So just because we've made books out of trees for thousands of years, now we have plastic. Okay, so now we got to find a way to utilize this plastic. Maybe we're gonna make furnitures out of plastic, super cool and transparent, and I don't know, I'm just making stuff up. But instead of cutting trees that we need to breathe and for the oxygen, let's find new ways, and the stuff that we don't want, to recycle it. Okay, the junk, the trash, we need to make, instead of having trash, recycle, and 2 garbage trash, we need 3. We need trash, recycle, compost. And we need to start doing compost, because compost makes soil, and then we can grow our stuff. Okay, we need to expand with the problems what we have and turn them into solutions as well. So yeah, that was my little accomplishment. So all of this is a completion of work, but now what? Am I gonna say, for me, I feel like my foundational work is completed. There will always be maybe new content, new works, but my referential, anything that you want, I just have a link to send you, it is done. So now my job is to gather people and talk about these topics. Have you discovered this intuitive work of painting, creating art for your home, for your business, and gather and introduce those new topics, consult with key actors of technology, environment, science, humanitarian organizations, artists, indigenous people, cultural representative, teachers, anybody who wants to join in and create that round table, so we can have a good time and show that work can be alive, with pleasure. Because most of the people, you choose a field because it's a passion for you. So share your passion. Like my friend, she was telling me, selling my bottles, it's so much investment on my part. I can't break even though the business is profitable. I'm not breaking even. I need to pay my bills, so I had to get a second job. And in my head, I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad she didn't give up the champagne, right? Even though she got another job, I was like, I'm so glad she didn't give up the champagne, because I love this stuff, I love the brand, I love the taste, I love the logo, I love her being a representative with her charisma and personality and everything. And then it made me think the importance of the people, to represent the brand, to represent the passion, and to share it, because by seeing her saying that, it made me think, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't give up either. Maybe I get a job, but I can mix this job. Of course, this is what I've been trying to do, right, with the UN and the United Nations. But continuing the painting as an excuse, a pretext, right, to have a good time while introducing bigger concepts that have an impact in the world. So the new offer is the Team Building Mastermind. There is no date, it's on demand. I don't have time to post certain dates or promote. I'm not interested in doing these things, you know. I hope to work with organizations that are going to contact me and say, okay, we're interested, let's work together, and then we'll contact new people. Like, for example, concrete examples, I would like to meet with the Thunderbirds and the Blue Angels and do workshops with them and try to find out some cool path, right, with the Foundation Arsayan, which is a lot connected to the cosmos, you know, Matthias De Stefano, and find out patterns, right, that they can do in the sky and plan out their new show for next year. How do we activate the crown chakra? I posted that on my Facebook by doing a giant Merkaba. This is the Merkaba. Actually, this would be a great for the Blue Angel and the Thunderbird to do a activation pattern like this in the sky. Other people I would like to gather together. I would like to gather the scientists from the Resonance Science Foundation, Adam Apollo, that I did a conference with about the solar technologies, with people from NASA or airplane builders or cars, whatever, who has vehicle technology to create clean energy spaceships and cars and stuff like that. Then we need to consult oil company and the scientists as well, so they can give them the oil company is going to be difficult. Essentially, they're going to have to reconvert to the renewable. They already know how to do that. They can do that. They're going to go, hey, how do we train all these people who work in the oil industry to go work in the renewable energy? The oil companies, you got to find a new job. Like, this is going to be the end, you know? So maybe the owners of the oil companies, they're not going to like that, but I think they made enough money that they don't have to worry about it. They can leave the space for the innovators, okay? Then the ocean cleanup, they're there in the ocean. They can tell us how much plastic, how much trash there is, and they're specialized in recycling to making glasses out of it. Maybe they can help build with Amazon and stuff like that. How do we create new paper to create books, you know? So alliances of skills to make a fusion of problems with solutions, right, for innovations. So yeah, team building masterminds, I just wanted to announce that it's gonna be, I'm not gonna make an hour video because I have a friend coming and we're gonna enjoy the pool today because we deserve it. So yeah, please contact me, pachamamart1111@gmail.com for reservation. Of course, if I start working with the United Nations, it would be amazing to organize this through you guys. So, you know, when you sign an email, you want to connect people together, and it's signed by United Nations. Usually you have an answer to your emails. When it's Fanny Menardi from Pachamama, they're like, well, okay, whatever. So yeah, it's what do we want to bring, you know, to the world and the next generation. Ooh, I'm still wheezing from my bronchitis, but yeah, some sun would be great for us. What else? Everything is on my website, www.pachamamart.org. You can already order the ebook version of the Encyclopedia until I found a publisher. If someone is interested in publishing my books through maybe the Masterminds or Forbidden Knowledge or United Nations, I'm done running after people. If you see the value of the book and would like to make it happen, please contact me. I would like that. And for now, that's it for today. My job is done for this week. I'm gonna relax a little bit, take care of my health, my house, my teeth, my son's teeth, my cat's teeth, and finish up some projects, some paintings, some workshops. And it's a close-up before the new beginning. Have a great day, everybody. Hey, so a little precision about the team building. So there's two options. The price is the same for both options. It's $4,444, which, because number 4 is a number of foundation. And it also because I'm bringing a lot of value with these trainings. So either if we're doing it in a format of art retreat at my house, it will be all-inclusive, full boarding. I have 3 extra rooms here, so I can have four extra rooms, so I can have 4 people, or 8, depending if you want to share your room. And in that case, it doesn't cover your plane ticket, but it covers your stay, your food, crystal wand, the supplies, and the encyclopedia. And this case would be perfect for gathering people from different organizations. For example, let's say the UN sends a representative, the Resonance Science Foundation sends a representative, NASA, but we gather here. I don't know, maybe this kind of stuff would be more done around a conference room or a Zoom room, because I don't know if they want to stay here. But in the case it's like a family retreat or stuff like that, you can stay here. There is that option, right? But it's also cool because we have the pool, we can go do stuff out. There is a preserve nearby by my house, so it's also relaxing and brainstorming, because you know, most of the time you're just like when I record a video, you're in a meeting, you say everything you gotta say, and then you think about it, and the next day you're like, oh man, I should have said that. Oh man, I thought about that now. You know, so the good point of having a week together is that we can have a topic one day, and if 2 days later that hits you, that you forgot something, you can continue the mastermind, you know. So that's the advantage of doing this here. And when you relax also, you release more creativity at the same time. The other option is to go to your organization, same price, but it includes my flight, my hotel. I don't ask for extra cost, right? It's $4,444 per person. Includes the same value, the same training, the supplies, the crystal wand, the encyclopedia. Not the food though, because it's your place, so you provide the food. You stay at your place and everything, but we're switching, right? The value in the end stays the same. So that was a little specification about the cost, just to keep it simple. You know the price, and if you can share a room with someone, then you can contact me. I'll make a discount for you, or make it arranging, right? The point is also to cover my costs, but that you also be satisfied with your budget, with what you get, the people you meet, and the products we create. Woo, summer is coming. I'm cleaning the pool right now.